Welcome back to Trading Wars. Welcome to the midweek recap. We're going to be looking at a lot of different things today. We're going to be looking at some of the day trading opportunities in SPY. We're going to look at the overall analysis of the market. And we're also going to look at some swing trades and take some chart requests. Okay, so thank you very much for joining. So let me just double check the audio. Just make sure we are good. And then we'll get the party started. Make sure we're good. All right, we're good to go. So Blues Rock Addict in the house. Welcome, my friend. Let me just post this and say that we're live, just so we're good here. So right here, that with that quote tweet, just like this, live now. Please join the group for more details on my options plan. All right, let's see if we can bring in some folks. I got a lot of exciting things going on. I'm thinking about, I've been looking into an options strategy, specifically with SPY. So I'm really excited to see what I can get done with that. I think there's a lot of opportunity, and everybody seems to be very interested in it. So those of you who know me, everything has to be back tested and everything has to have a mathematical basis before we do it. So it's going to take some time to develop it, but if we figure out the parameters, it can be such an awesome opportunity. All right, so let's put up everybody on the screen here. So we have Blues Rock Addict. Welcome, sir. Joe, welcome. Thanks, Joe, for always liking my posts. I see that you like them in batches. Appreciate that. It really keeps me motivated. Thank you. And Cat Note, I've seen you recently as well. Thank you. Welcome. All right. So what we're going to start off with today is we're going to actually go back to our Sunday analysis that we did on Sunday Stock Talk. And I'm going to show you guys the power of false breakouts. So I've made some notes here to discuss what you guys should be looking for. Asif says, what's up? Rich, what's up, Asif? Welcome. Yeah, so this pattern here, friends, is called false breakout. So with the false breakout, what tends to happen is we break through the previous week's high or the previous week's low. Like if you actually look at this, let's look at this together for a second, okay? Let me just move this to the corner, okay? Look at this, okay? So you guys know on Sunday Stock Talk, what do? We draw the last week's high and the last week's low, okay? So look at this. First, we poke through last week's high and then we reject all the way down for over 100-point drop, right? And then we poke through last week's low and we pop up. So do you see how the market makers, do you guys see this is what the market makers do? This is called stop runs, right? So the market maker knows the stop loss for the shorts is here and the stop loss for the bulls is here, and the market maker will run those stops, okay? And that's why we have these flushes, and then they pull it back in, they buy whatever they want at a cheaper price, right? So the market makers, they exist. For those of you who haven't gotten screwed by them, you eventually will. So the whole point is that we need to have strategies in order to maximize our gains, understanding that we can get screwed over by these market makers, right? And one of the strategies that I developed is the false breakout. So basically what I'm looking for is a stop run and then a move in the opposite direction, right? And as we can see here, right, this is what I said on Sunday. I said, okay, we opened with an inside bar, we popped up here, but if we pull back into the range, so once we cross back into 42.32, once we cross back in here, that's very bearish because it's a false breakout. And then from here, guys, if we just took the short right here, put a stop above here, that's over 100 points, okay? At the low is about 120 points. So really, really exciting money, life-changing money. And then the same thing here. Once we come down and we poke through, so this is the one that I gave on SPY today, okay? So we'll talk about this in a second. I'll get to you how you could have entered that using the 5-minute chart on SPY. All right. So we have 808 HSH. What up? What up, my friend? Welcome. Jeffrey, good morning. Rich, good morning. I guess you are in Singapore, I'm guessing, right? I have a lot of clients from Singapore, so I'm guessing you're from there. Let me know if I'm right. There's a time zone difference. Okay, so we went through futures. We looked at the false breakout, okay? And as a friend to you guys, as a mentor to you guys that are here every single week, please take a screenshot of the false breakout pattern, put it somewhere that you can see it every single day. And I can almost guarantee you that at least 2 to 3 times a week, you will find false breakouts and you can trade them. And they're very, 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 very powerful. They lead to the most devastating moves because you trap. So right here, you trap the breakout buyers and you also stop out anyone that was trading this inside bar, and anyone that was looking to take profits, you stop them out here. And then anyone that was more conservative, maybe their stop loss is here, their stop loss is here, it's over here. So as these stop losses get penetrated, we have this cascading effect. And this is how the shorts work. The shorts work in taking they take the escalator down. Okay. You see this? This is called taking the escalator down. You see how the bulls take the stairs? They got to form bases. They got to walk up each stair. They got to walk it up. They got to walk it up. They got to walk it up. But the bears, they just take it straight down. And that's why trading puts can be one of the most profitable things in the market, because puts inherently move quicker than calls in general when it comes to SPY. Okay. So I'm working on the option strategy right now and developing it to make sense for SPY. But essentially, you have to build systems with the right concepts, right? And the concepts are puts will likely move quicker than calls. So there's actually more money to be made from that standpoint, right? Also, Jeffrey says from Australia. Okay, my bad. It's close. Not really. Anyways, so now we're going to move on to SPY, and we're going to talk about all the day trading opportunities that I gave out today. And I want you guys, if you have any chart requests, to please put any chart requests in the chat, and we're going to go through your charts. If any of you have brought any trades today that you would like me to review, please also post your trades in the chat. Don't feel scared about sharing your trades. It's a learning experience for everyone here. And I'm going to do my best to coach you like I would coach my students. So if you have any trades that you've taken recently, feel free to put them in the chat, whether it's a day trade or swing trade. Okay. All right. So now we're going to move on to SPY. And we're going to talk about SPY. So let's go to 5-minute chart. Okay. So this right here. Okay. So I'm going to take arrows and I'm going to draw all the trading opportunities that I was available for. We had this inside bar. We had this gap fill, and we had this 272 extension. So I'm going to break down each one of those, and then I'm going to also add I'm also going to add a few more trades. So Alex has a great trade opportunity. So I'm going to look at that right away, right after we get through this. But Alex, I think you are a new member to my swing trading room, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. So thanks for joining, and you're making money, and that's good. That's all we care about. We come here to make money, not to be fancy. Okay. So what do we do? What do I suggest, friends, each and every day? What do we do? Well, we have to draw the previous day's low, okay, and then the previous day's high. All right. So we need to do that. So we need to do the previous day's low and the previous day's high. Then what we need to ask ourselves is, where are we opening? Okay. So we need to open. We need to know where we're opening. So we can clearly see that we're opening actually gapping down. We're gapping down below the previous day's range. So with that in the back of our mind, we have to understand that anyone that shorted up here. So just think about how we closed. Okay. How did we close on the previous day? Well, we actually had a huge sell-off. Okay. So just think about this for a second. Say you bought puts up here on this false breakout. Okay. You bought puts. Okay. So when we come down here, you're going to want to take some profits because your puts are going to be up maybe 5 times, 10 times, whatever. It depends on the expiry, right? So this is why this first initial pop here, we have a pullback. Okay. We have a reversal because these are shorts covering for some profits. All right. And Guys, if at any time you don't understand something that I'm saying, just post it in the chat, okay? So the first setup we have is an inside bar. So with this inside bar, we know that there's going to be a potential for the shorts to cover profits. So all we do here, guys, so this was the first call out that I gave on the day. I said, all right, here's the inside bar, place your bets, right? So what you could do simply that I teach you guys is just bracket each side. If it breaks above, you go long. If it breaks below, you go short. So we could see here, guys, that it broke above and it went for about 3 times our money. All right. And let me just go to Twitter just to show you guys, because in the morning, for some reason, I don't get a lot of engagement. So I just want to show you guys that, you know, I do these call outs so you guys can check them out, because this one was in real time. So right here. So we started off, I did a little pre-market plan there, and then here, nice inside bar, place your bets. Okay. All right, so then from there, guys, we just look at it. Then we went ahead and we hit 3 to 1 right there, okay? Right, so you could also do that with calls, all right? But as this is running up, I'm also aware that we're filling the gap. And as you guys know, the gap fill is one of my favorite strategies. So what I did here was I draw the Fibonacci of the gap, right? And all of these details are on my YouTube and in my book. My book is more extensive. The YouTube has a lot. So if you're not familiar with these setups, guys, look at my pinned tweet on Twitter and check my YouTube channel out. But right here, you see this, guys? We pull back into the 50. And at the 50, it doesn't get any better than this. At the 50, we have a doji. Doji is a clear sign of a reversal. So just taking this doji down, okay? Let's just say we took this doji down like this. Shorter right there. Put a stop above it like that, right? And let's say we trade to the 272 extension, right? Because that's one of my sweet spots. So that's 5.44, right? Really amazing trade. Like, that's crazy money. So far 3 here, 5.4 here. So let's just say 8. That's $8,000 right there. If you're doing $1,000 risk, right? 8,000 right there. And then this last play here is the 272 extension. This is one of my Fibonacci reversal strategies, okay? So this one is on my YouTube too. Basically, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to say, okay, the algorithm shorted at the 50, where do they want to cover? Well, the algorithm is going to cover at measured moves. So 272, 50, somewhere in this zone they're going to cover, right? So just getting in here with a limit order, putting your stop below that wick, easily another 4R. Okay, so all in all today, if you do everything, you play it right, so the potential is for 12R. So let's just say you get 10. Okay, let's just say you get 10. If you get 10R, guys, that's a $10,000 a day. Like, that's just insane. You know, that's what day trading can do. And then you're basically done by lunchtime. So let's just say you made 10 grand by lunchtime and you just walk away. Like, how awesome is that? You know, so I want to investigate how this will work with options. And that's what I'm going to be working on is, can I make more than 10,000 with options? If I put $1,000 into an option, so let's say, guys, if I put $1,000 in puts here and we got this move, do you think I would make $4,000 or $5,000? What do you guys think? For those of you that trade options, I know a lot of you guys do. So if I short this here using the setup I just showed you guys, using the doji, let's say I make 4 grand on this, okay? With future contracts. Do you guys think if I bought puts here and I covered down here that I could make 4,000 if I put $1,000 in? Is that possible? What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. All right, and then I'm gonna move on. But yeah, so those are the day trading opportunities. And then the last thing I want to do is just draw a few fibs, right? So there was a lot of other fibs that played out today, and I just want to show you guys that they work every single day. There's a lot of power behind them, okay? So the first thing here, we can take the fib from, we can take this fib from the high down to the low like this. And we can see here, we had a rejection at the 786 multiple times. So this was a beautiful area to short right here. You take this down, that's easily double your money, easily, without an issue, okay? So that's that one. And then we had this one, a small bull leg, okay? Boom, look at that, pull back into the 618, absolutely stunning, beautiful. Then we have the afternoon leg right there, boom, boom, 50%. You know what I mean, guys? Look, like, it's magic, it's magic. So good. It's so good. I'm telling you guys. If you don't know fibs, watch my YouTube videos, grab my book. That's all you need. And you'll be good. You'll become a Fibonacci expert. It's just amazing when you can understand how these things work, right? And here's another concept that I'm going to share with you guys, okay? Within the first 2 hours of the day, so let's say 11:30, within the first 2 hours a day, usually either the high or the low will be established. So that's a secret, okay? I'm going to share that with you guys. So write that down. By 11:30, either the high or the low of the day will be established about 70 to 80% of the time. And in this case, we had both. We had the high and the low being established, and we just chopped. And this is, friends, this is why I say you want to trade the morning. You don't want to trade this, okay, unless you're going to do a fib. You don't want to trade this and look for big moves because you're just going to get destroyed, okay? So are we all clear with SPY? Do we understand everything? Drop a 1 for me in there if you guys understand what we went through. If there's any questions, please feel free to put it in. It's pretty straightforward. It's just a matter of understanding where to draw the Fibonacci from. And it's a matter of playing the inside bars as well as the extensions on the Fibonacci. So please throw 1 in there if we're good. And then I will move on. All right, we got the 1s. Beautiful. So let's proceed. So first chart request we have is TTD. Okay. So I haven't traded this ticker before, so this is my process these days. Okay, guys. So I trade a lot of tickers nowadays, especially since I'm swinging. I trade a lot more tickers than I used to. So this is the first thing that I do. Okay, so I'm gonna show you my real process here. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to Google. Okay, and we're going to type in TTD stock. Okay, like that. And this is what I want to see. So the trade desk, okay, blah, blah, blah. Trade desk, a global technology company. I don't care about that. What I'm looking for here is revenue. Okay, so I would like to trade things that have over $1 billion in revenue. Okay, that's my style. I want to trade stuff with 1 billion in revenue because I know they're a big deal. You know, anything lower than 1 billion is, you know, it could be easily manipulated. And that's why, like, look here. You see this, guys? You see these big gaps like this? These are why I don't play with these smaller names because they get manipulated a lot. Look at these gaps. Okay, look at these gaps in the chart. I don't want to be the guy holding the bag. You know, I'm not like some of these other channels here. I don't want to be holding the bag. So I selectively look at what I want. What tickers do I want to play? So this one would not make my cut. But that being said, we could still do the analysis for our friend, for sure. So let's go low to high. Look at this. Beautiful, okay? So you can see we found a lot of algorithms already at the 50% retracement, okay? We found algorithms at the 50 already. Now we broke through with a big gap. But we're also finding buyers at the 618. So there is buyers here. There's definitely, we can see with the wicks and they line up with the fibs. It's very powerful. The bulls need to get above 563 in order to confirm this. If this low goes around 470, that would be a very, very bearish sign. All right. All right, so let's go to Alex here. So he said, took an orb on PLTR today for 1 hour. Okay, beautiful. So that's one of my day trading plays right there. Look at that. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so let us discuss this. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the horizontal lines and we're going to draw the previous day's high. And we're going to draw the previous day's low like this. So Alex, if you're still there, I want to ask you a question. Where did you put your stop loss? Okay, so that's my question to you. Where did you put your stop loss in this trade? But assuming you took the full opening range breakout, you just took the high off of here and you put the low down here, right? And then you went for 1 hour right there. Boom. So 1 hour is right there, lining up pretty much with the previous day's high, just a little poke above it. That's a great trade right there. So definitely that looks good. Okay. So the reason why this is a good trade is, first of all, we're gapping down and then we have a big bullish candle, which shows that someone came to buy the dip today. Right? So that's why the orb works really well in this scenario. So that's a great trade. Let me know where your stop loss was. Stop was right below the wick of the first 5-minute candle. Okay, so that's good, Alex. But what I want to do here is what I want to do is I want to show you a trick, okay? So don't tell anybody about this, okay? This is between me and you. So what we're going to do here, okay, is we're going to draw the Fibonacci. So you're going to go here, you're going to hit Fibonacci tool, and you're going to draw it from the low to the high, okay? So I'm going to hover over the candle, and the high is 1823. So I'm just going to make sure it's 1823, and the low is 1706. We're okay. So this is a little trick that I'm going to teach you, okay? So what we can do here, so instead of having your stop below the low, what you can do is, if you want to be more aggressive, you can have your stop below the 886, a little bit like this, okay? You can do that. If you're super aggressive, you can go below the 50, okay? And as you can see, both cases would have worked. But what I'm trying to show you here is, generally, if we break this level here, like right below the 886, we'll break the low anyways. So there's no need to risk the low. See what I'm saying? It's very rare for that low to hold if we come down here. So this will give you about 10 to 20% more profitability on your trades. And that's something that I learned through my back testing and through study. Okay, so that's something to think about. I'm not telling you to do it, I'm telling you to think about it. All right. So that's a trick. Don't tell anybody though. So we have STNE. Massive. All right, let's look this up too. This is Brazil, headquartered in Brazil. Okay, let's see what the revenue is. $644 million. So for me, that's below my cup of tea. But, you know, this thing had a pretty big run here. So what I'll do here is, since we've been pulling back pretty strong, there is a potential double bottom pattern right here. We can see that, right? So that in itself is pretty strong. But let's draw the full Fibonacci from the absolute low to high. Beautiful. So this is exactly what I suspected. We tagged the 50 and we popped, okay? So there are some algos here. So that's a bullish sign. We need to turn the corner at around 62.15 and start breaking up above here to confirm this low. But if we do break this, then look for the next level, 47.09 for the 618. But this is why I draw the fibs, because they're there, they work. And when you have a double bottom pattern like this, that's confirmed at the 50, it's a lot more powerful of a trade when you have the Fibonacci's behind you. Hello, Rich. Could you break down ticker PLTR? So yeah, so we did the day trade on PLTR. Let's look at the chart. I traded PLTR many times in the past. I stopped trading it recently because it's just been going sideways. But these arrows that I have, so this was the first time I ever traded PLTR around 26 and took it up all the way up here. And then again, taking it up here. And then it fell over. And then I stopped trading it once we got into this chop. So what I would say right now with PLTR is, if we just look at the weekly here, you know, that's a very powerful candle. That is a very powerful candle, because this candle fully engulfs the previous candle. It also breaks its high and it breaks its low. It's a very powerful engulfing candle. So I would play this. If you want to play this, I would play the candle, period. So basically, we break above, we go long. We break below, we go short, because that candle is very, very powerful. But, you know, a lot of people, when we were up here, were saying, oh, I wouldn't be surprised if we see 100, blah, blah, blah. Trade your plan, guys. Ignore everybody else's noise and take your setups. A lot of guys out there are just trying to lead you astray because they want you to, when they're selling, they want you to be the buyers. You know, that's the unfortunate truth about the industry that we're in. So don't trust everybody that you deal with out there. Okay. Eric Johnson. Rich, super new question. How are you showing the blue wicks with top arrows? So, Derek, that's a free indicator in TradingView. All you have to do is go here into inside bar and type in IND/alert. So I use this one right here, this one that says CMA. I use this one right here. So just click on that. And then I manually change the colors to blue because I just wanted it to be different than the rest of the colors that I have on the chart. Alex said, that's good to know, man. Awesome, brother. Disney from Rizwan. Okay, let's look at Rizwan. So Disney is on my list right now. I have a trade set up on Disney. So what I liked about Disney was it had a 2-week consolidating bar and it's holding this previous all-time high. I'm waiting for Disney to come back and break over 189 for me to get in long. Right now, if it doesn't come back and break 189, then I don't think there will be initial momentum. So I'm playing the inside bar strategy right now that I have and just waiting for that to make a push. If it doesn't make a push, then I'll reset and look for another opportunity. So we got run. So what does run do? Let's see. Run. You know, sometimes they show the revenues and sometimes they don't. Okay, it looks pretty low. Well, that's quarterly. Okay, that's quarterly. That makes sense. Okay, it looks pretty decent in terms of money, revenues. Let's take the full picture look here. Let's go from this low up to this high. Yep. And you can see we're hugging the 618 right now. We're finding support. The bulls are there. That's a pretty nice hammer, but it's still early in the week. So we need to let this candle close in order to see what's next. If we close green, if we finish green on this week, that'll be a very bullish signal. Definitely. Peloton. So Peloton is working on an inside week right now. Very, very beautiful setup. If Peloton closes like this week, if we close this way, I will be taking it long next week if we can break above. So just waiting for this close. Let it consolidate. Let it do whatever it wants to do. Let it do its thing. That's fine. If we can close with an inside week here, I'll be looking. I'm really bullish on Peloton overall, just because it's pretty big and it had a very bullish run. And there will be some people looking to get into this. So even if I can come in and get a 1-to-1 pop, I'm good. I'm happy with that. Roblox. How many does this company make? Roblox stock. Let's see. Wait, does it say revenue here? No, it doesn't. Revenue. Let's see, guys. Okay, so that's pretty good. This chart is a mess right now, that's for sure. We had this inside bar in the 29th of March, and I'm pretty sure we went through it back then and we said just take the breakout. So this was the real beauty play right here. This one right here. If you guys, that was an entry around what? 69 all the way up to 83. That's a beautiful play. This inside bar that happened a few weeks ago, this was also a good short. That still made you some money right there, right? Still made you some money as long as you're covering and trailing properly. This is a very bullish candle, extremely bullish. But the problem with it is it's already up at like $78 now. So it's kind of hard to be a buyer. But if you're already in it, I think that's really good. And then if we take it from the low to the high like this, we can see that we had 786 and 618 fills. So there are algos in here, which is definitely a good sign for the bulls. Rizwan said he entered PLTR 19. I think that's good. Jeffrey FCX, what is that? FCX, Freeport McMoran Inc. Is it a bank or something? See, that's a pretty bullish run. Pretty bullish run, but like look at that. That's nasty. But say hello to my little friend right here. Look at that. Look at that beautiful inside bar just hanging out, waiting for you to just take it up. Boom. That's so beautiful. Let's see if we can find some more details on this. Oh shit. It's a mining corporate company. They make a shit ton of money. Okay, I'm gonna have to put this one on my list. Looks really good. The problem is that we have not broken all-time highs yet. We've been in a downtrend for a while. We have a lot of resistance above. So it's not going to be an easy fight, but definitely we get these inside bars like this, we play them. So hoping we could probably look for another inside bar setup and see. I don't think it's going to be a free ride on this trade because there is resistance above. So be careful. Hey, Delfino. Good to see you. I emailed you. The other day. I wasn't sure where you were, but I want to get you on the YouTube video so we can show everyone what you've been doing with your day trading and stuff. And send me your trading log, your updated one, and send me your back test when you can. And hopefully we can set up some time to have the YouTube interview. Someone was asking me about that. So good to hear from you. Maybe, I don't know if your email is working or not. So double check for me and let me know. Really happy to see you in here. All right, Baba. Yeah. So Baba is working on this double bottom pattern here. It's trying to do its thing. It's trying to stabilize. So let's let this week close and see if it closes like this with a hammer. That hammer would be nice to play with that double bottom. But it is in this Fibonacci leg right now. So we had to push down. We had to pull back to the 50. And now I won't be surprised if we come down here to the 10%, either the 10%, the 0.169, or the 272 in this zone before we really see a reversal. If this low goes at any point, I could see us doing something like this. So keep that on your radar. Square from Derek. Square is just hanging out, really. I tried to trade it a few times. I tried to take it here and I got stopped out. And right now, I'm not really too interested in it because it seems like it's just consolidating. So just going to wait for the next setup. Like if we get another inside bar, I'll be looking to take it. But there are a lot of bulls. We can clearly see there's a lot of buying power. There are bulls here. So just a matter of time to let this thing settle down. I really thought it wanted to go back here. That's why I took it, and it just didn't work out. So Delfino says, today I played some stocks with 2-day inside bar charts. The gap down very well. Any thoughts? I think that's a good idea. The only thing you have to be worried about is when you're trading those names, do they have enough volume? Do they have slippage and things like that? That's the only thing to be careful about because it's very rare to get 2-day inside bars. So it might not be that reliable of a strategy to look for them because they might not happen, right? So that's another thing to consider. But yeah, no, definitely it makes sense, right? If we have 2 days of consolidation, guys, we're likely to have a breakout. So let's see what we had on the list yesterday. We had a few names. We had a few names with double inside bars, right? Look at this, okay? So this is the one that I had yesterday. This was a part of my top trading picks, NLOC, right? So this is how NLOC looked yesterday, okay? So it just had that double inside bar. And with that double inside bar, basically all I'm saying is something is going to happen because we've been consolidating for 2 days straight. So, and look what happened today, guys, 11% pop. So let's go to 5-minute chart here on NLOC. Somebody tell me how we can trade this. I just want someone give me 2 setups how we could trade this, okay? For NLOC, right? Give me 2 setups how we could trade that. And then in the meantime, I'm going to look at JMIA for Blues Rock Addict, okay? So the thesis is we had a double inside bar pattern, right? So we know that the next day it's likely to do some kind of move. It could be bullish or bearish, it doesn't matter. As a day trader, we can take longs and we can take shorts. So we're okay with that. But my question is, looking at this chart, what could you have done to make some money, right? And let me look at JMIA for Blues Rock Addict. Yeah, so we looked at this last time and I had this drawn up, guys, right? Look at this, 886, beautiful, $18 right there, bam. So if you're trading this and you looked at my analysis last week, all you gotta do is you gotta have a limit order on the 886. You gotta have a limit order on the 886 and you're gonna put your stop like either a little bit above the low like this, or if you wanna be conservative, you take it all the way back down here, okay? So this is why I do the analysis for you guys so you guys can take the plays, right? So this is why we have the fibs, right? We didn't last week, it looked like this. Okay. Once it broke through the 786, look what happens. We go exactly to the 886 and then we pop. So really, really nice. Really, really beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Back to this bad boy. No, this wasn't it. Here we go. Okay. Right. So I see a lot of orb in the chat. Absolutely correct. Just take that orb right there. Okay. Take that orb right there. Let's say we go tight. We go below the 50. Take it into the close. Bam. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful winner. Okay. There's one more opportunity here. So tell me what you guys see. What's the next one? What's the other one? And I'm going to look at Rizwan's request. Knock. And okay. Is this the right thing? This looks scary. I wouldn't be involved in this at all if with all this manipulation. I wouldn't even look at this name. It's just not worth your money. Jerry Ma says, sorry, did you go over the ES already? Yes, I did, but I'll go through it again for you. Okay. So let's help out our friend Jerry here. Let's go back to the futures and let's talk about this one more time for anyone that's also joining late. So, all right. So step one that I always do is we have the previous week's high and the previous week's low. So on Sunday Stock Talk, I said, okay, we had this inside bar at the Sunday open. We popped up, but if we break back down and we come back into the range, this will be a false breakout. What it means is that there are buyers that are very greedy and they want to buy the breakout, but they get reversed on because the market makers are stop running. So they're stop running any short here. And then when we start pulling back in, they're stop running any breakout buyers. So this is when we can have crazy moves like this. So the short was from the previous week's high all the way down. It's over 125 points. So very, very beautiful. Rewatch that video for more context. But the whole concept that we're looking at is what we call false breakouts. And we also did the same thing with last week's low, right? And this is what I tweeted this morning. So we broke through last week's low and then we immediately popped up. All right. So from last week's low, let's see what we got. You know, still a good 30, 32 points. That's a lot of money, a lot of money. So this setup is the false breakout, and it's basically the market makers stop running, trying to get better prices. And it's one of the most powerful setups. It happens on all time frames. So I suggest that you guys definitely take a picture of this, save it, whatever you got to do, and study and analyze it. All right. So there we go, Jerry. And back to the other chart. So here I was saying the next setup here. I can't believe none of you guys found the setup. It's right here, this inside bar. Okay. Taking the break above that inside bar, keep it a stop, let's say below the low right there. Boom. 3.5 into the close. Okay. That was the other setup. So you got the orb, you got your inside bar. Let's say you take this bad boy from my list. Let's say you make 6R on the day. You take your $6,000 and you walk away and you be happy. And then you send me $75 for my book and everybody's happy. You know what I mean? All right. I'm just kidding there. So what else do we have to discuss? Went through a lot. We always go through a lot. Each one of these are like something certain people would charge you $5,000 for. Let's look at NG. It's a natural gas, right? I think it's this one, right? No. Natural gas. Is it this one? Why am I getting these random countries here? I don't know. Natural gas futures. NG. And let's see, /NG. See? No. Do you know the ticker in trading? I don't really follow this, but do you know what the ticker is in TradingView, Rizwan? What's the ticker in TradingView? Oh, Joe says can't see the inside bar on his phone screen. Gotcha. Nice. And we say, you are awesome, Teacher Rich. Thanks. Joe, I really love teaching. Since I was in university, I was always a teaching assistant. I teach all the accounting courses. I help the professors. I still teach students that want to get their CPA. I still help them with their CPA designation. I love it. I love it. I love helping people. Okay. It's the top one, Henry Hub, natural gas futures. Okay. NG. There we go. Okay, what do we have going on here? So I see some fib action go from low to high here. We can see 886 rejection. And then if we do this, if we do the long, we can see the long is also working too, right there on the 786. And then if we do the short, we're in a short zone for sure. Exactly, right? This is what I suspected. We're up against the 618 right now. So this is definitely an area where the bears are going to be looking to short. If the bulls want to take over, they got to break back above this high over here around $3. They need to reclaim that and start pushing up higher. But definitely a lot of chop, a lot of back and forth, a lot of fibs. So not really trending, right? So S&P 500 guys is and NQ are usually trending, right? These other commodities are not trending. So you have to have different strategies when you trade them, right? That's something that I always try to teach, is that if a stock is trending or if a stock is consolidating, you have to have two different toolkits. You have to have setups that work in different environments, and you have to change your expectations for risk to reward when you're trading specific things, right? I really like to trade stocks that are in a clear uptrend or in a clear downtrend. I don't really like to trade the ranging stocks, because a lot of times it's just back and forth chop and stopping you out all the time. All right. So do we got any other questions in here? Any other requests? I'll show you guys where I'm at. Where am I at for the week? Okay. So these were my 5 setups this week. Facebook, I didn't get filled. Starbucks, I didn't get filled. Overstock, I didn't get filled, because the market has been going down, so I never got in, so I'm safe. eBay, I hit my first target on this one right here. So I took eBay right here with an entry at 59.94 with the stop at 57.62. I got 1-to-1 on it, and then I'm red right now on Schwab. I didn't get stopped out yet, but I'm red. So far for the month, I'm still positive in the private swing room. And the other swing that did really well for me this month was Johnson & Johnson. So Johnson & Johnson, it was a nice runner for me. CQQQ, what is that? Leveraged. China Technology, interesting. Yeah, so we're hugging the 50 here. Definitely looks like there's some buying. So if we can turn the corner above here, 77, that would be very, very bullish. Looks like a nice 50% retracement here. But there is a lot of support below. So especially down here at 68, there's a zone of support, and there's 618s there. Not in any, but do coins like Doge and ETH follow these patterns? Yes, they do. They do. They mostly follow Fibonacci and inside bars very, very closely. Those coins are now, I think, are pretty much being dominated by algorithms nowadays. And you got to know the fibs, really. I looked at it. I was looking at Doge a lot on the weekend, and just like if we look at the daily chart, we can see it clearly. Let's look at Doge. Right? So, wow, this is actually a really nice setup right now. Maybe I should post this. Okay. So look at these inside bars. Okay. So look at this one. We have a triple inside bar over here. Okay. Triple, 1, 2, 3, triple, bam, bam, bam. Right. And then we take the break, boom, explosion. Right. Another inside bar, explosion, another inside bar, pop. Right. So the inside bars are working really, really well. And then if we draw the fib, if we go from this low to this high, it's almost like magic. Watch this. We push up, pull back to the 618. We trade to what? 618 extension perfectly. This is what we call synchronicity. This is what we call harmonic trading. So we have this kind of thing. Let's see here. Let me take, where are these bad boys? Fib wedge. I haven't used these in, oh, here they are. That's right. So this is a harmonic pattern. We go from here, 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 and then completion somewhere around there, right? Completion is here right now. Okay. So like these concepts, these advanced harmonic patterns, you don't really need to know them. It's just nice to see them when they work. This is like a butterfly and all these kind of concepts. But the basics is this. We have a push, we pull to the 618, we trade to the 618 extension. So that alone it just proves that the algorithms are using Fibonacci because they're programmed to buy at the 618 and they're programmed to sell at the 618 extension. Okay. And then if we look at the next leg, so this is called the sequence leg from my Fibonacci book. Okay. If we go from low to high like this, right? Look at this. We pop up, we pull to the 50, right? We made it an inside bar, right? And we had a nice pop already from the 50. So the fibs you need to know, and this is also happening on lower time frames as well. All right, let's go to the book. Let's find the sequencing section, 36. Let's read that. Okay. So I'm sharing this with you guys for free because I just want to. In a picture perfect trending environment, once one impulsive leg trades to targets, the new higher low or lower high created will be the new anchor point to be used for the next leg up or down. This is called sequencing, where one impulsive leg trades to targets and creates one or more possible new legs, which will be new anchor points. So that's exactly what happened here. So this leg traded to extensions. Now this leg becomes the anchor point. Okay. So let's continue reading. This is what we call trending, right? Because trending is higher highs and higher lows, or lower lows and lower highs. For the bulls, it means higher highs and higher lows. For the shorts, it means lower highs and lower lows. This type of sequencing does not happen too often, as the markets usually have one or two good Fibonacci legs which set up for bigger corrections, right? So this leads into the topic of advanced patterns such as ciphers or Elliott wave theory, all which stem first from the humble Fibonacci impulsive legs you're learning in this book. So guys, Elliott wave and advanced patterns, I feel like they go too extreme, and there are some guys right now that made some bold predictions on FinTwit. I'm not gonna mention any names, but you guys know who they are, and it's too extravagant. We just need to focus on the simple Fibonacci legs, and that's all we need to make money. We don't need to try to complicate things and try to time the market and try to do all these stuff. We just trade what we see. So I suggest, as a new trader, when learning to trade Fibonacci, to focus on the first most impactful leg and capitalizing on the profitable opportunities presented. Personally, for me, this involves trading the open every day on the S&P 500 and identifying that the first leg as well as the opposing leg to take have the highest probability trades, and to be able to wrap up my trading before the lunchtime dulls where volume dies out. Okay. And then we have some examples down here and stuff like that. Okay. So good stuff. So, that's my concept there behind the sequencing. I don't know if that's a real thing, like if that's a technical term. I don't know what Elliott wave would call it, but that's what I call it. Rizwan says PFE. Didn't we do that one? I think we did that one. Did we? Oh, this is Pfizer. So I was looking at Pfizer earlier. It's working on an inside week. So interested to see how that week closes. If we close inside the range, I'll be looking to swing trade that next week. Yeah, looks good. Yeah. I'd actually probably be interested in taking this short. Let's see. There we go. So perfect 786 rejection. So I would definitely be looking to take this short if it closes as an inside week, especially if the market continues to bleed. It'll be a good short play. All right. So we're at 50 minutes. I don't know how an hour passes by every time. I wish other things went by this quickly. So that means that we must be having fun. All right. I'm going to call it here. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for your time and spending it with me. And I hope you learned something. I try my best to add as much content and value as I can. and I hope that you guys learn from it and you guys make money from it. I really do. Next week, I might not be doing these as frequently. I might just do Sunday stock talk, so we'll see. But otherwise than that, actually, we have one more request from Jerry VIX. Yeah, so see here with the VIX. I don't really pay too much attention to the VIX unless it has an inside bar, just because it's just like, look at this, sideways, right? Doesn't really mean anything. So I'm not a big fan of watching it too much unless there's an inside close. So really, we had a green day today. It doesn't really mean anything to me, to be honest, until we can maybe start clearing. You see this line that I have here? If we can clear this line, then things can get serious. All right. So Blues Rock Addict, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Margot. Thank you, Macnocrat. Thank you, everyone, for your time. And we'll see you again. Maybe Thursday, if possible. I'll try to get on here and do that again. Thanks, guys. I'm out.